What's going on, you guys? My name is Kirby Downey,
I'm Jonny Harrison.
and welcome to the Cool Podcast. This is episode 20, all the way already. So it's a bit of a milestone for us as well. Yeah, getting them round numbers soon. We'll be running as long as Eric has been running his user group stuff.
I think we got a way to go yet, Kirby.
Yes, we got some time. But our guest today is Eric Beatty. It is Beatty, right?
Beatty or Beatty, just so long as you don't call me late for dinner, I'll answer to just about anything.
But Eric, he's done something interesting. He's the sorry, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, there was a bug flying. Eric, he started SASBUC, which is the Seattle Area SolidWorks Power User Group.
That's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful, but it is the first ever SolidWorks user group to be founded. And this week you're celebrating 25 years. And
yep.
The size of the network now just keeps growing and growing and growing, which is awesome. And you essentially started it. So all began with you.
I'm either patient zero or the OG, or I don't know what to call myself, but
OG.
Yeah, it's 25 years actually. Our 25th anniversary meetup is this coming Tuesday, but the actual 25th anniversary happened 2 days ago on April 2nd. So
nice.
Yeah, it's
not April 1st, so it's not a fool's.
No fooling. It was actually April 2nd was chosen deliberately because I certainly didn't want to have an April 1st meeting, and April 3rd was my then wife's birthday, so I figured I wanted to sandwich it right in there so that we had a good deal going there. And yeah, 25 years ago, there was about a dozen SolidWorks users in attendance, and
that's still quite a lot.
I was a community college instructor at the time, so I had about another dozen of my students. So there's about 24 people there at the time, and the one I told this story on stage at SolidWorks World 2016 in Dallas for the 20th anniversary, but the one attendee that even 25 years later still stands out was this father, and he brought his young daughter. She was maybe 6, 7, 8 years old at the time, and there she was in this ballerina tutu and a princess tiara. And when they come into the classroom, I double checked that, hey, you're here for the SolidWorks user group meeting, and he goes, yep. And just mentally in my mind, I figured, okay, he's probably a single father. He probably really wanted to attend, and he couldn't arrange for childcare that evening. Was I ever wrong? He was a freelance engineer, and he had bought SolidWorks from our local reseller maybe about a month or two beforehand, and he was actually teaching his daughter SolidWorks. And the reason for that was, again, this is OG SolidWorks 95. There's no toolbox. There's nothing like that. There's no McMaster card to download your components from. So he was teaching her SolidWorks to model things like nuts and bolts and washers and stuff, simple things that, he could just, hand off to her, and that way he could focus on other stuff. So yeah. Yeah,
a bit of child labor. It's great.
Oh, indeed. But I found myself just now reflecting, thinking, wow, she'd be in her early 30s by now. It's just like, wow. Yeah.
Mind blown. I'm gonna. Yesterday we were on Too Tall Toby's show, so I'm gonna take a page out of that and appreciate some people have joined us. We got Eric, we got Toby that's in here. Thank you for joining us. We got Rich.
Yeah.
I hope so too. Got Richie Moore in here as well.
Hey,
Says,
Richie.
all the way from India, where it's ridiculous o'clock in the morning. We got Kirby in the chat as well. Hey, thank you for joining us. And we got Jonny. He's there too.
I was going to say I'm gutted. I've not even got a shout out on my own show.
Oh man.
So I mean, you probably got interested in 3D design and CAD and that before SolidWorks was a thing then.
Oh, for sure. Golly. I actually started my career on the drafting board, pencil on vellum and everything. And so I started using 2D CAD with that Bay Area company in about 1985 or 86. And I as it grew along, I tried to keep on top and do the rudimentary 3D stuff that they offered with their kind of polygon mesh surface models, and everything. And then when they introduced solid modeling with their various offerings, but luckily I really didn't try too hard at their 3D stuff. Otherwise, I wouldn't have nearly the same amount of hair that I still have, because oh my gosh, it was frustrating as all get out. And when I was in grad school, this was about 1992, 93, I actually managed to wangle my way into just getting walk-in privileges at an industrial think tank in the Toledo, Ohio area that my fiance was working at. And they had SDRC ideas. And that was running on a big, deck mini vax machine. And I managed to teach myself some wireframe and surface and solid modeling on that. And, I dabbled around with surface stuff in Mastercam in grad school and everything, but it wasn't until I was at the community college. We had to do professional development activities. And so I'd keep an eye on various announcements. There was actually a weekly newspaper published in Seattle called the Puget Sound, Computer Shopper. And
Puget
so
Systems, they do a lot of CAD systems and
they've been around forever, it seems. So I saw, this was late January of 96. I saw this ad for a 3D CAD demo at this company over on the other side of the lake from me. I was living in Seattle, and this was over in Bellevue on the other side of Lake Washington. So I went to check it out. I said, okay, went to check it out, and there was me and three fellas from a small Boeing group, what's called an AOG group, Aircraft on Ground. They're like a troubleshooting quick response team. And this fella, he showed us this new program called SolidWorks 95. And he said it had only been officially released for sale about 2 months earlier in mid-November of 95. And I tell you, I was literally blown away. I like to tell folks that once he finished the demo, I had to crawl around on the floor like Velma and Scooby-Doo, feeling for my eyeballs because they had leaped out of my head from what I'd seen. I had to chase them down. And I just knew. I knew right then and there that I needed to be teaching that I'd seen the future. And so after, the future. And so after he finished talking to the Boeing fellas, I kind of approached him, figuratively hat in hand, and started chatting him up about, educational offerings and everything. And he was just a small VAR starting out as well with the SolidWorks, reseller chain.
Yeah.
And he asked me, he goes, so you're a teacher. He goes, do you folks have like a training classroom that you ever rent out or anything? And I said, well, I don't know about renting it out, but maybe we could arrange something. And so we got to talking a little more. And by the end of our conversation, he and I had worked out a gentleman's agreement that he was going to approach SolidWorks to get me some special pricing on top of the EDU pricing then in effect. And he'd send his customers for me for training in exchange for me, setting up a special class and everything. So we worked it out. I went to my dean, pitched her the whole idea. And so for the first 2.5 years, I was the official, SolidWorks training department for his reseller. So yeah, it was a way different time back then. Everything was brand new, and so it was like, let's just get this in front of folks.
And you had no YouTube to fall back onto.
Yeah, no YouTube, no Facebook, no Twitter. I mean, and so also as part of the agreement, I said, because as a CAD instructor back then, we'd take our students to the AutoCAD user groups. We'd take them to CAD key user group meetings that were held in the area, MicroStation. I mean, gosh, I'm really dating myself here with a couple of those references. But so I said, gosh, I'd really like to, be the official user group for SolidWorks in this area. I think it's really going to take off. And so he said, yeah, I'll share my customer list with you so we can promote it, and I'll help you as best I can and everything. And again, here's how old school this is. I had an automated fax machine program running on our Macintosh. We had a couple Windows PCs at home, and we had a Macintosh, and I had a 14.4 baud fax modem and a fax software running on the Macintosh. And every month, to send out my user group notices, I'd type up a Word document and just, send it out via fax machine.
Any other way would be just stick it into the newspaper. I mean,
exactly.
It's great to hear about the starting and early days of SolidWorks. But I mean, with your user group meeting that's coming up this week, you're going to be Jeff Setzer is going to be doing a SolidWorks 95 demonstration, which I think would be quite interesting. So if you haven't seen what SolidWorks was like back in the day, you definitely need to check this out. I'm booking my time off to come and watch this, because like from screenshots that I've seen, it's bare bones. There's not much to it.
It really is. In fact, it came about because I knew Jeff still had his disc and his serial number and his registration code and everything from, some tweets we had exchanged back and forth over the past few years and everything. And and I've been so busy with getting ready for 3DXW21 earlier this year and everything, that actually about 6 weeks ago, Dan Wagner reminded me, said, "Hey Eric, you've got your anniversary coming up. What are you planning on doing for it? You got anything planned?" And that's when I was like, Oh gosh, yeah, I better start planning something and all
Yeah, you gotta
that.
put
So,
something together.
so I started, brainstorming and everything, and I pinged Jeff Setzer because I knew he had, and I said, hey, let's see if we can get a actual real live demo of SolidWorks 95, for the first. I figured I'd take a past, present, future approach to
Yeah,
the meeting.
'cause
So
it's a good kind of theme to run by.
oh, indeed. So I got Jeff lined up. He and I have already had a couple technical rehearsals on GoToMeeting, so that because again, he's going to be demoing this on about a 20-year-old Dell I think it's a
Wow.
Dell M90 laptop that's still running either Windows XP or maybe Vista. The only output it has is an S video output because whenever he tries hooking up the DVI or the VGA outputs on it, it blue screens. So again,
Nice.
he's been keeping this laptop, surrounded by armed guards inside heavily foamed cases and everything, so nothing happens to it.
Yeah, the next best place is to walk into Windows and take one of the display units.
Exactly. So
I've got a pile of cables over there, various different adapters to get my screens to work.
same here. So yeah, so Jeff's going to do that. And again, we've posted a couple teaser snapshots. And yeah, like you said, it's beyond bare bones. It's bare bleached bones laying in the desert for about 50 years type deal there and everything. But it's exciting.
On Twitter.
It
I think
really
you
is
posted one of those images
exciting.
on Twitter. So let me have a look, see if I can find it quickly, and I can bring it up.
Yeah, then I'll take the middle segment. We're I kind of look at the lineup as like a reverse sandwich. We've got the really two tasty pieces of yummy goodness, bookending it. Then I'm just the stale old hunk of white bread right in the middle instead of the other way around. So yeah, I'm going to talk about some memories of standout meetings over the years, and make sure to give proper shout outs to because I have not been leading the group all 25 years. I started ran it for
had
about
a little break,
4 years, and then a series of other folks did it, and then I resumed the leadership about almost 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
I want to give proper recognition to those folks. And then we're going to wrap it up with SolidWorks CEO and friend of SaaSpug, Jean Palabasi is going to join us. I asked him if he could share his vision for the next 25 years.
Which I think that's going to be an interesting conversation, because that's the only kind of presentation you would get at like World or anything like that.
Oh, for sure. For sure, indeed.
Not a user group meeting.
I am really, really excited for that. And he's such a wonderful, personable fella and everything. And he's
very relatable. Like, you can have a good conversation with him.
Indeed.
He just wants to have fun. He doesn't like, and I compare it to the video game industry, because that's the only kind of place where I'll go to conferences and that stuff, where the CEOs of these big game companies, they're these untouchable people that are just, behind closed doors, where like GP, he's out there on the show floor. At any point you can just chat to him.
Oh, for sure. Smiling. Oh, indeed. No, wonderful fellow indeed. So yeah, so I think it's going to be a really, really fun time and everything. And then after GP finishes, we're gonna unmute everybody, their webcams and microphones, and just ask folks to share their anecdotes and memories, whether it's from the 25 years of SaaSpug, or just because, again, it really is amazing that from just 24 people in a North Seattle classroom 25 years ago, that it's grown like this. And honestly, it was not until 2014 that I actually knew that we were the first user group and held the first user group meeting.
All
and
right.
the only reason I found that out was I was down at World in San Diego, and it's a Monday morning, like early. I always like to get over there plenty early and everything. And I knew who Richard Doyle was, the Swuggen corporate manager at the time.
Leader.
And so I see him, and he's at like the Starbucks booth in the San Diego Convention Center. And I'm like, oh gosh, that's Richard Doyle and everything. So I kind of steel up my nerve so that I don't come across all fanboy and everything. I approach him and I said, "Excuse me, Mr. Doyle, I'd just like to say hello. My name is Eric Beatty." And he goes, and then it totally caught me by surprise. He was like, "You're Eric Beatty?" And I go, yeah. And he goes, You're the fellow that started the Seattle group, aren't you? He goes, yeah. I said, yeah. I said, Michelle Pillars was a really good friend of mine. He goes, oh, I know that. I know exactly who you are. You're the fellow that created the first SolidWorks user group ever. And now it's my turn to be stunned and everything, So I mean,
you turned to him. You made Richard starstruck.
Exactly. I think we were probably, fanboying on one another and everything. So yeah, so that after he said, hey, this afternoon we're having our annual Swuggen Summit, gosh, I'd really like you to come up and, say hey to everybody and say a few words and all that. And apparently Richard Doyle, he can be a crier by his own admission, whenever there'd be like the annual Swuggen Summit. And so it was at that meeting. I went there, I spoke, and I started reminiscing about Michelle Pillars, who the community Swuggen Community Award is named for. And Michelle was actually a very good friend of mine, from almost day one of SolidWorks and SASBug and everything. In fact, she was one of my trainee students. She was switching from pro engineer to SolidWorks, and so she bought herself a license. She came and took the training from me. She was so whip smart and everything that she probably would have never needed any training, but she took in everything, and we just became fast friends and all that. And so, gosh, I started talking about Michelle and her involvement and everything, and I started getting a little, I think the pollen count in the room must have skyrocketed because my eyes were watering and
some onion cutting ninjas in the corner.
Exactly. Somebody was carving up onions in the back of the room. So apparently, I got the waterworks flowing from Richard as well and everything. So yeah,
no, that's really good. I mean, Michelle Pillar, there's an award named after her, and like I started kind of with that award. I started doing user groups, and that after that award, it was already around. So I mean, I don't know the full background story of the Michelle Pillars Award. I know it's given to community members that have really outshone themselves.
Really embody the spirit of community and selflessness, and just going beyond the local scene to really make an overall impact. And since in the past 6 years now, almost 7, that I've re-engaged with the Swuggen community and such, I've had the good fortune to get to know all the recipients, from John Matrician to Todd Blacksher to Betty Baker and Michael Lord, and Joe Lance this year. In 2020, they changed the award formats up some so that they didn't issue some of the awards and everything. But oh my gosh, having known Michelle as well as I did, I can quite honestly say that every one of those people certainly embodies the spirit that she brought to the community.
Yeah, it's all about it's one thing that inspired me. I first was 2016 at the first user advocacy day. That was, I think I met you there as well. It was at just outside of the Patriot Stadium in Boston.
Oh, actually, not you should never correct your host and everything, but you and I didn't meet until Dallas 2019. Honestly,
was it only till then?
Yeah. I had been hearing about you for several years.
So many people.
I know it really is. It all just blurs and everything.
Yeah, so that was my first experience meeting everybody from SolidWorks. Was in the user advocacy day in Boston in 2016, and that's when just some whispers between myself and Adam and Richard was saying we should start a London user group. And it was the following year in 2017 in Los Angeles at World when I came to that and sat down for the summit and really got an idea of what the community is about, just really understanding how passionate everybody is for this community, and that's where I was like, I'm going to be a part of this. That's where my user group got started from there. And now, just after World, Jonny just there and then decided he's going to start his own user group as well.
All right, on.
So we're on the ride now.
So we could say that we've got the leader of the oldest user group in the world sat next to the newest user group in the world.
Oh, for sure. And and the key word in that is the world, because again, this was just, me in a classroom in rainy, gray, misty Seattle, Washington. And now
isn't that gray?
At our latest champions meeting the other day with, Sean and the gang and everybody, Sean reported that there's almost 300 champions out of, millions of SolidWorks users.
Yes.
38 countries are represented by the Champions program. And, there's close to a couple hundred user groups, and they're popping up all over the place. Armenia, Nigeria. Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, it just heartens the heck out of me.
You know what I think it comes down to, and I think that, and I wouldn't be surprised if they keep it rolling for the future, was the fact that World was virtual and you can attend for free from anywhere in the world.
Yep.
It gave people around the world the chance to attend a conference that was already, you needed to pay for your ticket to World, you needed to pay for a flight, you needed to pay for a hotel, and all that content was locked behind that paywall.
Yep.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they, some of the content could be viewed online for free, and while some is behind, if you attend, you get to experience this and see these things.
There'll be probably certain sessions that are locked into. You have to be there physically to attend.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'll see numbers drop massively.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's, I think from that, Dan was saying a lot of international people were suddenly interested in starting their user groups.
Yep.
I mean, even with the Champions program, you got so many more people. I think with the Champions program, it's easier to get involved because you don't need to run meetings. You don't have to manage a group and manage people. You just turn up, show your stuff, and crack on projects.
Yeah. And then carry it back. And, folks, you gain, both international visibility, of course, but, that also helps you, gain local visibility, and again, it's just this ripple out effect.
Yeah, I mean, we liked it. Like when it comes to World, Jonny and I are always passionate about just mixing people together that wouldn't usually mix, and that's what the Champions program can do as well.
Oh my goodness!
Get who are interested in a specific project and be like, yeah, do this project together.
Yeah, I mean the hallway hangouts that you two cats hosted this year was like OMG, you know, that was just so fantastic, because again, you know, this is a giant community, and you two fellas right there were right in the heart of it. You know, just keeping everything happening and bringing folks together and giving folks a place to pop in and hang out. And
it was great fun for us, and it was nice to see you popping in and out between your sessions, and everyone else was doing the same. So,
for sure. No, I wouldn't miss it for the world. I mean, you know, I often describe World as the annual family reunion that you actually look forward to, because you actually like all those relatives.
Exactly.
All those family members.
I mean, World, it's the one time a year that I get to meet all these people that I only see once a year, but I'm chatting to all the time.
Oh, indeed. Indeed. I mean, my golly.
I can see Johnny's ears are poking up, and I know he wants to do our favorite little segment.
Well, no, I'm just intrigued, Kirby. You've got a wine glass tonight, and that's unusual for you. I didn't realize you were that classy.
So if you know, Jonny and I, we like a good old drink or two. And
for sure.
The idea behind our podcast is, you know, it's like we're catching up in a pub or in a bar somewhere, like we do at World. Like we're always, you know, you're always running into people at a bar and you're sitting down, you're having a conversation. So that's that sort of thing. So we thought we made a little jingle. So I'll give that a little play, and then we'll just talk about what we're drinking. Bing. Ching. What are they drinking? It's our jingle. We need to make more
better every time, that Kirby. Thanks.
I love
all the great photos you put.
I've been wanting to change photos out and that, but that's just way too much work. I made it once; it will work. So we'll start with you, Eric. What are you drinking here tonight?
Well, I'm drinking what I always drink. I am a diehard Coca-Cola man. You know,
so you must be looking forward to Atlanta.
Oh, big time. You know, in that regard, you know, there's certain things that you have to do when you go to a particular World site.
Yep.
Example for Dallas, you know, JFK was my first president, so you got to go to Dealey Plaza.
Yeah, we did it at 3 o'clock in the morning on scooters.
Yep. And, you know, for San Diego, you know, just stomping the grounds of where Comic-Con is held.
Yeah, that's one thing I found fascinating about LA is that I'm walking around the site of E3, the biggest video gaming conference of the, you know, you got Hollywood in that, but that conference center.
Oh, for sure. And yep, for Hotlanta, you know, again, I'm a diehard Coca-Cola man, so you know, I'll probably be showing up there a day or two early to you know, visit you know, there's the Waltham mothership, of course, and then there's my beverage mothership and everything.
Right. Exactly. I mean, we figured out that about 40 minutes away, about an hour and 40 minutes is Jack Daniel's, so it's not too far. So we can go there again and then stop by the Coca-Cola factory and pick up our mixers.
Pick up your mixer, right?
Coca-Cola is our favorite mixer, Eric. So you know, we'll take that one off.
You know,
that'll be exciting. I mean, for us, Nashville, the one thing to do was go to Jack Daniel's.
There you go.
But we didn't know that the other big site of Nashville was Broadway, and we turned down that street, and we were just
what a surprise to us.
We're just like, this is incredible. Because we saw photos, we're like, oh, cool, neon signs.
Yeah.
We walked down that street.
We're like,
and we had to fight every fiber in our being to not go into one of those bars early to go to Jack Daniel's.
That was bad.
It's like the Death Star trench run scene.
Yeah.
Hold on, target. Hold on, target.
Yeah, in another way, it was like the Chewie "We're home" part. You know, when Han's on the ship, it was like we're home.
We after a 28-hour flight from the UK, which only should have been about 12. We're walking through there at 1 o'clock in the morning, and we're just like, this place is popping, but we've got to be up in like 6 hours, and we haven't slept in 28 hours. This could be dangerous. But yeah, we ended up partying there the next night, and it was a ton of fun. But Jonny, what are you drinking?
Just a Budweiser tonight, nothing too fancy.
You got American today?
Oh,
I've been on it for a couple of weeks now, probably a good week.
Is that because you buy like a crate at a time?
A crate or two at a time. They were on offer. It was like 2 for £20. I was like, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, I've gone a bit fancy tonight with a Merlot from South Africa. Yeah,
I was going to say, I hope it's South African.
I bought a case of wine, and now I've got to drink it.
Grim duty indeed, but it's
I got a good deal. I paid £40 for 12 bottles of wine.
Wow.
Yeah. I paid 50 pence a bottle of beer, so that'll do me.
Yeah, but one bottle of beer versus one bottle of wine, you're going to have a totally different party.
Depends how much beer you drink, Kirby.
Exactly.
Now, Jonny, let me ask you, because again, I was totally stunned, that you had a Budweiser there. I mean, honestly, I can spell beer, and that's about the extent of my beer knowledge and everything. But so what is the the UK perception of the American beers? Is it
Budweiser? It's it's not an upmarket beer, put it that way, but it's probably one of the more popular beers, but that's just the way it's marketed in the supermarkets. It's fairly cheap for the amount you can get, so you can get like 20 bottles of Budweiser for like $9.99, so
it's
50
like
pence a bottle.
If you're on a budget, so a lot of students and younger kids will
drink it because it's fairly cheap for the percentage.
Okay, I didn't know if it was one of those things like, if your family members come to visit, you're holding them off at the door while you're scrambling to throw a blanket over it or something, so that they don't look askance at you.
if it was me coming over, Jonny would hide it under his bed and get some real beer.
No, we'd have some real beer, but we'd have this for later on once you stop tasting it.
Yeah, because you'll have your first couple of beers and you enjoy them, but then you get to the point where you don't care about the flavor, and then you just
and you don't want to waste it, so you're like, okay, let's switch over to this.
We'll save it for breakfast.
This is the backup.
Let's go to the lower shelves.
No, it's there's a joke that I always love. Says, what's the difference between having sex in a canoe and an American beer? It's just, there's no difference. They're just close to water.
No, to be fair, Budweiser were on 4.5% today. You got your British Carling is like 3%, which is even worse. So,
no, but Carling, it's like I'm not a fan of the lagers. Yeah, I'd rather go for the ales.
I do remember this was in the early 1980s. I turned 18 in 1981, and so in Ohio, they had what was called low beer and high beer. And so at age 18, you could buy low beer, which was the 3% by volume. Yeah. And then when you turned 21, then you could buy the hard liquors, the wines, and the high beer and stuff.
So you got a little taster beforehand.
Yeah. Well, in 82, Reagan made them raise the national drinking age to 21 for everything.
Wow.
So like all us folks, and again, I was never a beer drinker or anything like that, but I'd pick stuff up for friends as we were like heading to a party or doing something or anything. So what they did was they grandfathered all the folks that were caught in that 18 to 21 range. They grandfathered us in so that you could still buy the low beer and everything. They didn't shut that off and everything. And because otherwise it would have been like, oh, I was legal and now I'm not anymore and everything. So when Jonny mentioned the 3%, took me back. Oh golly, 40 years now. Yikes.
Like I've wondered that, like here in the UK it's 18, back in South Africa it's 18. And I've always wondered, like, how would they handle changing the drinking age to 21?
Oh, it would be a riot now.
Yeah, that's for darn sure. That is for darn sure.
The UK switched from imperial to metric, except for the roads, because it would cost too much to change all the road signs from miles to kilometers.
It was just because they didn't want to change the sign. That's how tight we were on it. It was like everything else.
Oh, really? So the road signs are still in miles?
Yeah, so we use miles on the road, but everything else is metric.
Oh my goodness, I did not know that.
Yeah, so you'll feel at home, but on the wrong side of the
car. When about 20, actually close to 30 years ago now, I spent 3 weeks in Australia at Christmas time. This was Christmas 91 going into 92.
Roasting.
Oh, it was fantastic though. It was fantastic. But anyhow, I get off. I was living in Ohio at the time, so I had about a 5-hour flight to the West Coast. And then I was in LAX for about 12 hours waiting for my flight to Sydney.
That's a long layover.
Oh, it was, and everything. And we actually got delayed. So we ended up taking off just about 15 minutes before midnight on December 23rd. And then landed Christmas morning in Sydney. So I never had a Christmas Eve that year and everything. And it was about a 16-hour flight from LA to Sydney. Yeah. And so I get into the airport, get my stuff, go through customs and everything, get in the cab to head over to the youth hostel on Glebe Point Road where I was going to be staying. And the guy pulls out, and again, I'm totally groggy and jet lagged from the flight. And it just startled me for a moment because again, we were in the wrong lane, and so I was like instantly jolted awake and everything from that. So
you said that was Sydney or Sydney.
Yep.
So I've only been to Brisbane. Jonny, you've been to Australia, haven't you?
Yeah, a couple of times now.
You got a brother in Sydney?
Brother in Brisbane, but I've done Sydney, Melbourne, Cairns, Darwin, and a few places around. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, on that trip, I flew into Sydney, was there for a week, went up, had New Year's in Brisbane, and then from Brisbane, I was traveling by train. I had an Australia pass, so from Brisbane, I went all the way up to Cairns and spent nearly a week there.
Nice up there.
Oh, it was phenomenal. Went bungee jumping. Of course, bungee jumping was the big thing back then. This was, like I said, the early 90s. Went bungee jumping up at up in Kuranda, up in the rainforest and everything. I took the train from Cairns up through the jungle and everything to Kuranda and spent the day walking around there. And then
I'm looking at a map of Australia. Like whenever people talk about travels and that stuff, I like to.
Oh, right on.
Reference on the map.
Yep. So then I took a snorkeling trip out to Agincourt Reef out of I think it was Port Douglas.
Yep.
And just outside of Cairns, and then worked my way back down to Brisbane, back down to Sydney, and I toured the Opera House. I mean, I roamed all over the city and everything. So yeah, that was Christmas of 91 through the second week of January of 92.
I must really say I do admire your memory.
Yep.
It's either a blessing or a curse. I don't know. I mean, I do have I don't like to brag, but I do have a pretty good memory. It's a visual memory mostly, because I can really see the details,
see where
of
you've
things.
been and all that. Yeah,
because I got asked the question the other day when last I was in South Africa. I was like,
a while ago.
Kirby's answer is usually the past.
Yeah. Oh, that was in the past for sure.
Australia is good, but to go to Australia over December, the height of summer,
Hot. Yeah.
Oh, it was something. Like I said, I got there Christmas morning, and I check into the hostel, and the young lady working the desk, she goes, would you like to sign up for our Christmas feast this afternoon? And I was like, oh, sure, you betcha. Because, again, I just got there and I was probably famished and everything. And so I went to my room and met my roommates and everything, and took a nap for about an hour or so, then got up, walked around the area and everything. And then the Christmas feast, oh my gosh, it was on the roof of the hostel. It's about 95 degrees. There's just this huge buffet spread of all these roast chickens and beef and, vegetables and salads and stuff. And I'm just like meeting people from all over. And it was like, daggum, this is the best Christmas ever. And it is, hot AF, as the kids would say.
That's
the fun thing about traveling, and like even going to World, you just meet so many people from all over the place. Just hang out with them and get an idea. I mean, I always say that Dallas, the one thing that blew me away was chicken fried beef. And not realizing that it has no chicken in it.
Yeah.
Like summers in Seattle. I went to Seattle in May. Does it get that toasty in Seattle? Or does it just stay gray and rainy?
No, the gray and the rainy is for the most part a myth that we like to perpetuate to keep a lot of folks out and such. Yeah, but
just like the Australians do with drop bears.
exactly. But no, let's see. You were out in June of 2019 for our big shindig with Sophie Wong and Joel Telling and such. And
it was June, wasn't May?
Yep. In fact, it was D-Day, June 6th.
Yeah, Kirby's going. It's the past.
But sometime typically around August, for maybe a week or so, it'll get extremely warm, like 90s type. 90s, maybe even verging on 100. Oh, pardon me. I need a couple more Marlboros and I'm sure I'll be fine and all that. Sorry, kids, if you're listening, don't smoke. It'll stunt your growth. Obviously, with my belly, I'm not a smoker.
No, with the UK as well, when it gets to like August and September, it just gets hot.
Yeah,
hot and humid and sweaty.
And then during the winter, and I think your UK winters, I mean, you probably get the same as us, again, that rain perception that we have here in the Pac Northwest, it's nothing on like the biblical Noah type rain that you might imagine. It's like a constant gray mist or a drizzle or a constant light rain, nothing that makes you want to run out to the home improvement store, the lumber yard, and start stocking up on gopher wood.
Boarding up,
yeah. Notice I gotta say I'm a hardcore atheist, but I've so far managed to get a couple Easter tributes in there with the the gopher wood reference, and I was about to say earlier, Kirby, when you're talking that you had that case of wine to drink, I was going to say, well, it is your cross to bear, today.
Exactly. That's fine. So I will do my duty. I've got tomorrow off as well. So
No, right on.
Yeah, we got a national holiday tomorrow. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. But yeah, I got some Easter eggs as well. Courtesy of my wife. She says it's the Easter bunny, but we all know. We all know the truth.
Stop ruining kids' dreams, Kirby. We're gonna have to put like a parental advisory now.
Oh, there we go.
We crush dreams and drink alcohol.
Great.
Have you traveled much to Europe and UK or anything, Eric?
I've never been to the UK, and
we've got to get you over some point.
Oh, indeed, that would be something I'd love to do. I've been to.
It does sound like something you can just say to Dan that you need to coach the user groups in
exactly.
Europe.
What, Kirby?
Traveling liaison.
Maybe for my 1 year anniversary, we'll get Eric over for a.
There we go. Like a passing of the torch, or a symbolic, hands across the water, building bridges type thing there, The first time, we could we can come up with some type of, bearing the hatchet since the revolution or something that.
We'll get some funded.
Right on.
I see, Johnny, you got your American flag flying high as well in your chest.
With the Hard Rock, Nashville.
Hey.
Every time we go, like we always got to collect some sort of trinket from a Hard Rock cafe.
Yeah.
All right. We used to have one in Seattle years ago, but I think it's been closed for quite a while. Oh, it is?
I went there when I was in Seattle. I went by.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of, we had a Planet Hollywood right next to it. And that is long gone.
Planet Hollywood isn't as popular anymore.
Yeah, but that's right. There is still the Hard Rock there, because those two were right next to one another. They blur in my mind.
I think there's a Target there.
Oh, yeah. Yes, there is.
It was huge. I had to go there to find a cable to charge my Nintendo Switch. But Seattle's it was an awesome city. I had a lot of fun there. But if you ever get a chance to come this side, I'm sure Johnny will make his way down. It's like 4 hours.
We'll road trip it back up.
Right on.
Like it's other side of the country, 4 hours.
Yeah, do like a swagging
on tour.
Yeah, swagging tour. Hit like, and where's Luke Frost? He's in the Midlands. So where's that relation to you cats?
Between us,
he's close to. He's close to Cardiff. So in order to get to him, you've got to I'll be here. You got to go to him and then up to Johnny. It's kind of like a bit of a zigzag.
It's a bit of a triangle.
And what about Luke and Karen?
They're up near me.
Oh, alrighty.
Down the road from Johnny. So,
that's right. That's right. Because you all knew each other.
Yeah, me and Luke knew each other before I flew out to Dallas. Okay. And then I met Kirby and life changed.
Yeah, because that's when I met you, Johnny. That one evening, you came in with Luke and Karen, and Rachel and a few of us were in that one Mexican restaurant across from the hotel.
Yeah, it was Friday night, possibly. Yeah, we
it was the Friday beforehand.
Yep.
Yeah, I was still en route, but the first thing I did was get my cowboy hat.
Yeah, my introduction to Kirby was he's bought a cowboy hat and he's currently sat in Hooters.
Because I went to in Dallas, you've got Hard Rock Cafe, and across the road is Hooters, and then around the corner is a cowboy hat shop. So I went to the cowboy hat shop, bought my cowboy hat, went to Hard Rock Cafe. I had a drink or two over there, and then I had to wait like hour and a half, 2 hours for the Cad Monkey dinner to start. So I went to Hooters and just got myself some wings and sat there and had a couple of beers and some wings, and then rocked up to these guys with my cowboy hat, like, hey.
He was already off his face before he turned up.
Oh, dadgum. I love it.
Yeah, and then we had to do a Facebook Live the next day, which is always fun.
Oh, that's right. And it was actually at Facebook Live that you two became inexorably linked, you know.
Yeah, it was just like faces stuck together. I mean, Johnny's hair was something else.
Yeah, Kirby sent me a picture of it the other day. He sent the link, didn't you? You found it again. We mentioned it on Toby's stream last night.
I'd have found it again.
Yeah, it's great. Thanks, mate. I appreciate that.
I mean, I didn't look too bad, but your hair was a whole nother story.
There's been an improvement. Kirby hasn't changed in the last 2 years.
I shaved my head.
Yeah, it's grown back though.
And I trimmed my beard as well. I put a face. Because my beard was longer than my face mask. It would like curl underneath it. So and then I shaved. Used it as a template.
Yeah. That's like Kirby's idea of the week. Using a face mask as a beard template.
It worked.
Oh, indeed.
It worked really well.
Yeah, necessity is the mother of invention, and if that's what it's got to fit to. I salute you, my friend. I salute you. Hey.
Yeah, good old Charles Dane, and then
there's Jeremy.
My ugly mug.
Hey.
Johnny.
Oh, dude, it's so bad.
Oh, your hair's not that bad, Johnny.
It's better now, though.
You can still be trying to form words and trying to think.
Kirby's eyes are like still from the night.
But there's the money shot. You can't stand straight. 9 in the morning.
All good. Pull it out the bag.
This was me and Johnny, kind of. You can see the love in my eyes.
Yeah, it was like I found my soulmate.
Him and I are gonna. In that moment, I was sitting there. It's like him and I are gonna run a podcast one day.
Yep.
Yeah, it was literally like he can chat shit just as well as I can.
in the movie version of this is where we'd hear the music welling up in the background as they cut between the slow-mo longing shots, you know, and you know, I mean, just drenched in foreshadowing, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we look quite bright and alert here, but we were in fact dying.
No, we do pretty well. It's a well-known fact that me and Kirby are always like last one's in on a night, and first one's up on a morning. You know,
and fully functional.
Yeah, that's impressive, isn't it? Come on. We used to get like calls from Rachel at 5:30, and it's like, I need you now. And it's like, we're up, showered and out.
Yeah, we want to create a service, the buddy system, so that if anyone needs to be woken up at a certain time, we'll initiate that. That's how we survive. Is we just one of us wakes up and we just phone each other. Like, listen, mate, got to get up 10 minutes.
You got to pull it around.
Pull yourself together.
Keep it together, man. Keep it together.
Did you ever get a sandwich or anything from that little cafe in the Nashville conference center? It was like down at the end of the hall by General Session.
All the way, yeah. Denny Ball from the Chicago group and we got burgers there one day and everything.
It was a lifesaver for me and Kirby, that place.
Insanely good. Like for a convention hall kiosk, they did incredible food.
For sure.
Yeah, mine and Kirby's problem with Nashville was the breakfast had no bacon or like heavy carbs, and you were like, "This is not going to help us."
Yeah, I need something in there soaking stuff up,
something oily and bready. So I went to that shop. And I was like, "Oh, they do bacon baps, which is like a bacon roll." All I see is bacon, and it's like in between all the burgers. I was like, "Cool, I'm just going to get some that bacon wrap and that." I was like, for $2, it's quite cheap. I was like, all right, yeah, I'll go for it.
It's great.
That place was the lifesaver for me too, because that's the only place where I could find a Coca-Cola in there and stuff.
Exactly.
You know?
Like the only thing with that bacon is that's what it was. It was
Slices
just
of
bacon.
bacon.
It was tinfoil roll with 5 slices of bacon that they gave me. I was like, what? So I had to go to the hall and get the average food and sat down there with bacon. And so many people were like, oh, where'd you get the bacon from?
It's like
The
down
shop.
the hall.
I brought my own bacon.
Yeah, and it was right next door to where the Hive meetups were,
Yep.
so it
Yes.
was ideal. I just head to the Hive as headquarters anyway, and then so I need a Coke or something. Bingo, just boom, pop over there real quick and all
So
that.
whenever I travel to the States, I always come back with some root beer because you can't get root beer here. Well, you can. You have to like special order it and that, but you can't just go to your corner shop and get root beer. So when I was in Seattle, I went to every shop at the airport, and none of them sold root beer.
Oh, the
I was panicking. I was like, "Oh no! I eventually found this little cafe that had root beer. They had 5 bottles there, so I took those 5 bottles and put them down there.
Cleaned them out.
It's like you really like this stuff. It's like, yeah, I always take some back, and they're like, we have more out back. Do you need more? And I was like, please stuff those into my bag. But
now
I didn't want to make that mistake when we went to Nashville, so I made sure I was getting root beer before we left.
Oh, right on.
So we were sat at the Omni like on the last day of World, so it's 5 days of just 2 hours of sleep a night. We were finished. Like Johnny was falling asleep at the cafe, like just properly just nodding off. We tried to scoot around, but like that was just, it wasn't as fun.
Yeah,
we were just finished. So we decided, let's go to that little cafe and get some root beer. And we had done that walk so many times.
It was
but
like
that day in particular,
that day.
It was we got like a third of the way, and we just had to sit down for 10 minutes and be like,
this Bataan Death March,
Yeah. And eventually got the root beer, and then just walking back, the amount of breaks that we had to take on the way back.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was a long ass, walkway, because it was all the way down at the end there and everything. You're walking for days practically, it seemed. Now, didn't you have the root beer get stolen out of your bag?
I had 1 root beer stolen out of my bag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was thinking the whole thing, maybe what I'm thinking of, I thought I saw Luke post about something, a Fanta. Maybe it was Fanta Orange.
No, it was my root beer. They opened my bag to inspect it, and they took one of the root beers.
Okay. Alrighty.
Because, like, to be fair, most important was the Jack Daniels in my bag.
Yeah.
I had to make sure that was safe. Because, like, the side of my bag was broken as well, and I was just like, Johnny nearly lost all his Jack Daniels on the way back.
Man, I was so sad for a week. My bag got lost for 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So, like, I had about $400 worth of Jack Daniels going around Heathrow for a week. I was like, oh, God, that's not coming back. And it did eventually turn up.
He got it sent to his parents' house, which he then wasn't allowed to go to for a year.
Locked down.
He's literally only picked up his Jack Daniels this weekend.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Well, if and when I do make it over there, I will bring a 35-year-old bottle of Jack Daniels for you fellas.
Ooh, and we will finish that much quicker.
Yeah, no, many years ago, I in my undergrad years, I would drink some, and again, I would enjoy Jack Daniels as well, but again, I was just never was much of a drinker or anything. Yep. And so after a few years, like, just go back to my Coca-Cola and stuff. But I helped a friend of mine with her, grad school application. I tailored up her resume and everything for it. And she was a waitress at the pizza pub that us fellas would hang out all the time. And so so as a way of saying thank you for me, she got me a thank you bottle of Jack Daniels, and because it was a special gift, I said, okay, I'll save this for a special occasion or something. And then, so that bottle has moved with me through several Ohio apartments and all the way across country to Seattle.
That's awesome. Yeah, I had when I was 16, I was in Mauritius, and I won a bingo game, and I won a bottle of rum, Mauritian rum, which I saved for my 18th, and it did not last quick. Did not last long.
So it aged but it didn't age long.
Yeah, I'm sure some ended in my eye at some point. No, that was tequila. Yeah. My friends thought it would be funny to pour alcohol in me while I was lying on the floor.
Oh, Jiminy.
And this close to my face, and he still missed my mouth.
Big enough.
Well, at least it was probably self-sterilizing so you wouldn't get an infection or something.
No, absolutely not. It was pure clean, just burning.
Oh, dadgum.
Yeah, it's like rubbing your eyes after cutting up some chilies. Don't do that. I did that yesterday.
Ooh.
But yeah, Jonny and I have some ideas where we want to start creating some like CAD challenges for our thing.
Yep.
So it'll be like, let's eat a ghost pepper while modeling one of Toby's challenges.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be vicious.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so brutal, but I'm looking forward to it.
No, we got some stuff coming up, hopefully some plans that we want to get rolling.
And it should be good fun.
Yeah, at our Tuesday night event, we're going to be formally announcing, Slug Me details for, later this summer, and I've got something that I'm personally going to be announcing. Nothing super major or something, but I'm gonna try and start doing some more stuff myself, and I'll be floating those plans out there. So it's going to be.
You've got your awesome evening thing in the background, and
yep,
all
there we go. Yeah, yeah. When we taped our segment for when I was talking with Marie Blanchard and Paul Venimilia from BattleBots for a world segment. I had to totally tidy up my bookshelves and curios and stuff, and kind of better curate them so they'd make a nicer background and everything.
Well, for the hallway hangouts, I had my green screen because for the in the background. Also gave us space because like my living room's there, my kitchen's over there. So when my wife needed to go through, she didn't have to like crawl through. She went behind the curtain.
She didn't have to like infantry belly crawl across the carpet.
Exactly. And it just made it easier because then I could put fun backgrounds, some memories from World and that. But hopefully we can all hang out together next year.
Oh, I am just keeping my fingers crossed. I just got word yesterday in a work email that here in Washington State, they're opening up vaccine eligibility to employees of manufacturing.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
firm.
Good
so so I'll be eligible for that. Now it's a matter of finding some place that has an appointment and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very eager to get vaccinated and such. I hear it really improves your 5G cell phone reception, and
I'm looking forward to something about brainwashing. But
exactly,
it makes me forget about the past year.
Indeed.
It'll be fine. The government already tracks everyone anyway, so it's nothing to worry about.
For certain. For certain, I'm gonna post conspiracies about being tracked by the government through a vaccine on my smartphone.
With your SIM card in. Yeah, gotta love it. With your location service enabled.
Exactly. Speaking to your Alexa.
Yeah, you mean MI5?
Yeah.
Alexa, show me conspiracy theories.
Not available.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Hey, wiretap, what's a good recipe for pasta?
He's on to us.
Get him, he's different. No, hopefully, like with the way that the vaccine's rolling out in the States and here in the UK,
Yeah.
so far, hopefully we'll be able to come across, and hopefully we'll be able to all hang out again.
Oh, I'm hoping for it big time.
I mean,
I will have to.
It was kind of nice doing general session, not hungover. Like that was really nice though.
Yeah, I think we need to ask them to move that back till 3 p.m. in the afternoon every session. I don't know
there
what was
you
wrong
go.
with it. Kirby had the week off, but I was at work, so it made no difference for me.
Yeah, no, I've been working from home since almost 13 months now. You know, since second week of March last year and everything. So
yep.
Oh.
So yeah, getting up plenty early for for catching all the sessions and everything.
You log on like an hour late. Sorry, there was traffic.
Yeah.
There was laundry all over the place.
Yeah. There was a laundry basket overturned on the hallway. You know, it just jammed things up for yards, for meters.
Nothing I could do but just sit and wait.
Yeah.
Wait for the authorities to come and clear it up.
Yeah.
No, I've had to drive into work every day.
Oh my god!
Because I'm operating 3D printers, I have to be there too.
Yeah.
Press the button.
Yep.
I have to be in there. So I'm still waiting for my break.
Yeah.
You don't get one.
No, absolutely not. I'll get a burger maybe.
If you're lucky.
No, we've been promised.
Yeah. So have a lot of people, mate.
As I often tell my children at times, if that's what you need to believe, I'm going to let you.
Excellent. Jonny, I think we're losing you there for a second.
Oh.
Or he's like just...
Or he's just totally transfixed.
Yeah, just lost in the conversation.
No,
he's coming
good.
back. There he is.
Coming back.
I think this is a good place to end this
before I really disappear.
Before you start asking the same question twice.
Nah, we're all right. I've had a couple of bottles tonight. That was like a crate.
Yeah, we were chatting to Mike and Mike Puckett, and Jonny asks him a question. He asks him a question, and Mike goes and he answers the question and tells his story, and Jonny just blankly, as he finishes, Jonny looks at him and asks him the same question.
It was bad. It was bad. To be fair, right? Mike gave such a good, thorough answer that I forgot that the question was my question.
See, at the end of it's like, yeah, okay, cool. So.
And nothing like take two.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Mike just went, I just answered that. Kirby.
And back to you, Kirby.
Mike's a great guy. That was great fun with him and great fun with you tonight, Eric.
Oh man, this has been fantastic. Oh, holy cow. I just looked at my taskbar. We've been doing this an hour and 15 minutes now. Dadgum.
Yep.
Michael Lord's been joining us.
Well, hey, Michael.
Great to see you in as well.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah, Michael, you're on our hit list as well.
Yeah, we'll get you at some point. Although it'll be different for Mike because it'll be like his work time.
Yeah, we might have to do something for him.
What, good, like on a Saturday?
Yeah, we could do it Saturday night, so it's like Sunday morning for him or something. We're coming for you, Michael.
6
a.m. Yeah, you'll want to make sure to keep track of that stuff, you know.
Hey, Eric's got the puns in here.
Oh, right on.
Sure, Michael's laughing at home.
or clutching his forehead and shaking it. You know, one of the
that
two.
Could be the other one as well.
No, it's been great. It's always fun listening to your stories, and you just
Thank you.
It just always amazes me. Just like you start off your story by telling the exact date, time, and what you had for breakfast as well. Like, I don't even remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. So
right on. Well,
that's not new for you though, Kirby, is it?
Well, no. This has been. Michael just noticed how I slipped that in there. Yeah. It's almost like a trans-Pacific drinking game. How every time I make a track a pun in a tweet or something, he's got to go shotgun a oil can size drum of Foster's Lager or something like that.
Or 4X. I know.
4X, yeah.
It's like it's the most popular beer in Australia, but no one likes it.
or admits to liking it, right?
Yeah.
Oh my golly, yeah. This has been funner than fun has a right to be, fellas.
Excellent.
I sure appreciate you having me on.
Anytime.
And again, for everybody that's watching or gonna watch this, make sure you can, if you can, tune into our meetup. And it's gonna be recorded, so we will post it back up probably on our Swug and Chumps YouTube channel, the YouTube channel that I do with Cam Smith and Todd Blackshear and Dan Herzberg, so we'll definitely get it up so folks can view it after the fact as well.
It's called Stump the Chump, isn't it? Let me get that, and I can put that into the description as well.
Stump the Chump.
Yep. Yeah, if you search on YouTube for Swuggin' Chumps, SWUGN Chumps, you'll find us. We don't have enough subscribers like you cats to get our own custom URL, but
sure you'll get that.
Again, it's hashtag life goals.
I try to subscribe, but I'm already subscribed, so I can't subscribe more than once. If I could, I would, but then that would just cheat the system, wouldn't it?
There we go. So, we're good, decent, honest folk here.
Yes. But Eric's user group meetup is down in the description below. If you want to attend his meeting on Tuesday.
Yep.
At what time?
It is going to be at 3:30 p.m. USA Pacific Coast time. So that's 6:30 on the eastern seaboard of this great continent, and whatever the math is from there across the pond to you cats. I'll let smarter people than me figure that out.
So 3:30 Pacific
Eastern.
It's all like 3.
I think it's 8 hours.
I think we've got 8 hours, so it'll be starting at 11:30 p.m. your time.
Okay, gives me a good chance to catch it.
Right on.
11:30 p.m. So I'll have to stay up late for that one, but I'll definitely be joining it because it's.
Yep.
It won't go on for too long. 11:30 till 12:30 till 1-ish, 1:30.
Yeah,
not too bad.
Right around there. Yep.
Awesome.
I'll just blame the following morning on the traffic.
Exactly. Totally.
Regardless of if you had something on or not.
I just told them that a container ship just got itself stuck on the highway.
So, there you go.
Nice.
The tunnel.
Oh man, that's been a great source of memes.
If you want to follow Eric as well, it's Eric_A_Beatty. Is that on Twitter, and anywhere else?
That's Twitter. I have an Instagram account of the same handle, but mostly I look at other folks' stuff. I'm very bad about taking pictures.
I think you're mostly active. What I've seen, you're mostly active on
Twitter.
Yeah. Twitter. Yep. No, Twitter is my medium. And the only, honestly, maybe as a closing story real quick, the only reason I'm on Twitter is because at World 2015 in Phoenix. It was the day after Jean-Paul Abbasi was announced as the CEO, and he came over to the Swaggin section of the General Assembly, General Session seating, and was introducing himself and chatting, and I introduced myself, and just then Richard Doyle again happened along and he said, GP, do you know who this fellow is? And he's like, no. I go, this is Eric Beatty. He started the first SolidWorks user group ever. And GP pulls out his iPhone and hands it to Jeff Halliday from Bearsug and says, take my picture with him. I want to tweet this. And so Jeff takes a couple pictures and everything, hands him back his phone, and GP wanders off and everything. And so I pull out my tablet and I'm instantly saying, I got to create a Twitter login now.
Great.
Got to get that hashtag.
Yeah.
No, I remember it was at the CAD Monkey where we were chatting with GP, and I think Luke had some. Luke was showing GP the pictures of his Falcon or something, and GP was fascinated about it. It's like, oh, you need to send me these links. So Luke's like, oh, what's your email? It's like, no, here's my phone number. WhatsApp it to me.
Yeah.
Which is like, what?
Yeah. Nope. Like we said earlier.
And then Luke hounded him to pay for the charity thing for the light side, dark side.
He texted him, didn't he? He goes, you've still not put your donation in.
I think that's why I say he's such a relatable fella,
so.
GP.
Right.
But yeah, hopefully we can hang out again at World. Jonny and I want to do a hallway hangouts reunion thing maybe in a few months.
That'd be awesome.
The same thing, just an open meeting where just anybody can pop in. We'll go on for like 3-4 hours, which will probably end up being 7 hours again.
Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm sure Cam and Todd will not mind at all, but I'm gonna float the idea of maybe you two fellas doing some color commentary for us during Slug Me 6.
Yeah, I know. I'm doing a presentation during Slug Me 6.
Yep.
For the UK side, we'll try to see if we can get Jonny to do a meeting as well, and Luke Frost just to hand over the kind of the time zones across the Atlantic.
Right on.
But we'll see how it'll work out.
Sounds like Kirby's going to twist my arm into something.
Yes, and you're going to do it.
Yeah, I didn't think I had an option, but that's fine, dude. I'm up for it. I just need to push sometimes. I forget things and stuff needs to be done.
Right
I learned from Brad Media's user group thing. The way I always used to try and put together a meeting was always I had to get everything in line before announcing it on my thing.
Yep.
All he does is he just picks a date and he sets a date, whether he has something planned or not. He now has a date that he has to fill with stuff.
There you go.
I was like, that's a smart way to do things. Now you're forced to just get off your butt and do something, because Slug Me 6 is over the weekend as well.
Yes, it'll be a little over 25 hours long. It starts on Saturday, August 21st through Sunday, August 27th, coinciding.
You've moved it to August now.
Yeah, when they moved, when the 24-hour Le Mans, which were kind of co-broadcasting alongside of, not with, we'll say alongside of, because they have no idea what we're doing. But yeah, when the race got postponed from June to August, it was like, okay, it's part of our theme, so we gotta stay in lockstep with it. So yeah, we moved back then too.
I mean, maybe by then, Jonny, we can actually hang out together. So maybe I can come up.
That.
Yeah.
Because I'll be hosting my meeting obviously virtually, so I can do it from anywhere. So we can hang out, and then maybe after that we can do a few hours here and there.
No, definitely.
If my house is ready, you can
come up, and if not, I'll come down.
Sounds like a plan. I think we got some plans. Plans are good.
Great.
Hey, Fergus, how are you doing?
Hey there.
How's little baby doing? Joined a little late, but it's okay. Can
We'll
always
allow
watch
it.
it back.
Yeah.
We'll allow it. Fotis was one of our first non-SolidWorks guests.
Oh
He does
yes, I
incredible-
remember. I remember.
He does
Great
incredible
sculpting.
sculpting stuff.
Yeah, no. Two thumbs double way up, man. Your
Nice.
stuff is
Really
awesome.
incredible stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, but I think that's a good place to leave it. I look forward to doing something for Slug Me now. I look forward to your meeting on Tuesday.
Alrighty.
Yep.
A lot of bright things happening, which is
Well,
quite
Thanks for
exciting.
sharing
And
all your
Jonny,
stories in the history.
Well, thanks
of
for
it.
having me on, fellas. This was this was pretty daggone fun. This was fantastic.
Ah, great. Glad you enjoyed it.
Appreciate it.
yes, and we'll plan a reunion for Hallway Hangouts, because I mean, it's like you said, going to World, you're hanging out with your World family once a year. Why not make it twice a year?
Oh,
And-
for sure.
Yep.
Exactly. So maybe we'll pull together something. It sounds like I need to message Dan and Sean and try and make a plan.
There
we
go.
got to do some stuff for that.
All right. Let me see
Thanks,
if
Toby,
I've.
for the comments.
So
Yeah, thank you,
Yes.
Toby. That's very kind of you.
yeah, great job, Eric. Great job, guys. Thank you for hosting.
No, thanks for having
The
us on
hostess
yesterday,
with the
Toby.
mostest, I think. Okay, so if you want to follow Eric, like I said before, it's at Eric A Beatty with underscores. It's also down in the description. His the links to his user group and Stump the Chump channel is down below as well in the
Awesome.
description.
Thanks, man.
Let's see if I can get this right.
Probably not.
Usually we put this one up with our faces, but it's kind of. So I'll use this one. All right. If you want to follow me everywhere, I am at KJ Designs 365.
At Kessel Run Creations, if you want to follow me.
So if you want to follow the Core Podcast on Instagram, we are at the Core Podcast.contact. On Facebook, we are at the Core Podcast with the O is a 0. On Twitter, we are at the _ Core Podcast. And on YouTube, we are the Core Podcast. Smashed it, Johnny.
Not too bad, man. You're
Absolutely
picking it up.
smashed it. It's because I'm doing it slower. Much
Yeah,
slower.
yeah. You used to try and reel them off too quick.
Yeah, I just see we decided on a name before looking at what's possible on social media. So we went for the most generic word, core.
Yeah, but we got the YouTube URL, so it's all
Yes,
good.
that's the important one. We have got the YouTube URL. It's
Okay, so
YouTube
that
podcast
explains
mustache.
why some there's a dot, some there's an underscore as you kind of
Yeah.
cheat around the.
Yeah,
Right
but now that
on.
we've got 100 subscribers on YouTube, we can get youtube.com/the core podcast. So
Keep
that's a big
subscribing,
one.
keep sharing.
Yes. So please do subscribe. Please do
Smash
share.
that like button and subscribe, as the kids
That's
say.
the one.
He
Yeah, hit
knows
that bell
He knows the
notification.
score.
We're gonna
Ding,
put
ding, ding.
that somewhere, and then there's the random like, oh, over here.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Kirby, you never know where it's going to be. It'll be around.
Yeah, they do pop up somewhere as well as the next episode. But it's been good fun,
Yeah.
Eric. It's been a lot of fun.
Hey, thanks
Yep,
again,
thank you.
fellas,
Th-
and thanks.
Thank you to everybody that's joined us to watch us
Joined in the
tonight.
comments.
Hopefully we'll see some of you at Sasbug's next user group meeting, and we'll see you guys in the next one in 2 weeks'
Yep.
time. Bye.
Bye.